On the air. Okay. So unit 4. All right, I'm gonna go through this really quick, kind of the PowerPoint, just kind of review again because we kind of backtrack. Yes, this is the newer book. You guys hear anything about books yet? It'll be December and you'll finally get your books. And oh, by the way, they also ordered your Java books at the same time, and that class starts in January, so I think that's when you'll get those books. So that'll be hopefully. So we'll see. So I don't remember if you remember. I started talking about some of this stuff last time about a lot. It's just more. This is more about visual elements and graphics. It's more about manipulating images, things like that, configuring images, backgrounds. So I got into a little bit of that. Colors. Some of this you're already doing. It's just how do you do it in a more advanced way. Guidelines. And this is also going to help you when you think about your project, which we're going to talk about not next class, but next week, is you're going to start thinking about what project you want to do for a web project, for your design. Okay? So HR, horizontal line, I think I showed you that. We did some of that already. Where I created a web page, you did a horizontal line. To do that, where is this? Hold on one second. Do you remember doing this? If I have this is my unit 3. Let me go to my unit 3 here, 1 second here. If I can find it. Okay, here. So in here, I just, I forgot my body. I didn't have head. I didn't do the body, did I? Where's my body? My body flies over there. We shouldn't get rid of the body. Why did I get rid of the body? We shouldn't have done that. No, that should be part of it. Okay. Hold on, let me do this really quick. So we'll do body. Body. And close it up here. Yes. Because then what you're going to do, I think what I mentioned is you're going to copy all your stuff from there. All right, so let me do the back. So HR, this is my page right here. So this is this page right here. I'm going to shrink this a little bit so you can see it better. There you go. I can refresh this. What does an HR do? Specialty, I'll do this. I'll go div, I'll do this. I'll just put an HR right here. It's very exciting. Wait for it. Ooh. Horizontal line, that's all it does. Okay? So I'm not going to do every one of these, obviously. It'll take us forever. But that's, again, it's design. It's another tool in your toolbox, is what I keep talking about with all this stuff. It's figuring that out. I was wondering, let me go here. You seemed last week when we were going through stuff, I brought up this one page. I kept using this as a reference for all of you, saying, you want to look at this. This is the style for sectors. Do you need more time in really understanding this? Some of you seem like you had it. Some of you seem like you're a little lost by it. Or does it help to just keep writing pages and keep going back to this back and forth? Deer in the headlights. Okay. That's fine. All right. No, what we'll do is we'll just keep going back and forth on this, because we've been covering this, but it seemed like there was a disconnect with some of that, and that's fine. Well, that's not fine, but I want to make sure we resolve that. Okay. So again, I mean, for the CSS, this is like the bulk of kind of what you're going to be doing. Setting up your CSS, your body, H1. Again, anything you want to do, any elements that you have, body element, H1 element, H2, nav, again, anything you have, you can set that up that way in your CSS. Header, nav, main, body, that's all set up, and that's all related to that. That's how you manipulate that. That's how you play with it. So remember, the code is separate from what you do to the screen itself, the design. Okay? So we talked about borders. Remember doing this? Talked about borders, creating borders. Different pixels. You can do all kinds of borders. You can do solid borders. And you can just play with it. I mean, again, this is what I recommend you do. What I recommend you do is you just take time, 5-10 minutes, and play with it. I took typing in high school, and I was really bad. And so I literally every day just made a little paper keyboard. I got up to 50 words a minute. That wasn't bad. And as a programmer, I've never taken typing since then. And I'm still about the same. The only reason I'm bringing this up is something that I just did. If you make a big deal out of something, then it's going to be harder for you to do it. But just don't do it. Like, hey, give me 5, 10 minutes to do it. Put it on. You know something else you do? Also, put it on your calendar. Put some time. You have stuff you have got going on your calendar. Put time. Put study time. Put something on there where you're going to just work on something. It doesn't have to be this, but just anything. I find the more times you put stuff on a calendar, it kind of solidifies it for you, and it's like, okay, I got to do this. Now, if you don't do it, you don't do it. You can't. You're not going to force yourself. But it's another thing that's just going to help you with some of your study habits. Because believe me, classes are going to become more, and they're going to get more difficult, and you're really going to need to stay organized with it. Okay, just something, just kind of some 2 cents. All right. So borders. So you can play with the different borders, different settings. You have the black that you've got a default width and all that. Again, it's just manipulating stuff. Different browsers, again, remember, different browsers can do different things, right? So you got Firefox versus Internet Explorer or Edge versus Chrome. Again, I usually default to Chrome. I do that. You can do all types of borders, solid lines, partial lines, dashed lines, all depends on what you want to do, okay? Stuff like that. All right. Padding, do you remember what the padding was? Padding just means it's extra spaces between the border of the lines, spacing. That's all it is. It makes it look nicer. Again, I told you before, I like to code, but I'm aesthetically challenged. So when you have graphics and you have images like that, I kind of struggle with some of that. That's just me. You may struggle with some of this stuff. You may be like, I'm not good at this, or I don't feel comfortable doing this. That's fine. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't freak out. Everybody's got their own niche. Some people are really good at this. And like I said before, you're going to have places where you go, where you work, and you're going to have people who are really good at coding, and then you have people who are really good at design. And that's so that you have the design person. You put it together, you put a basic structure together, and then they go in, they make it look really nice. Like I mentioned, like my sister's a graphic artist. She's really good at this stuff. I can draw stick figures. That's about the extent of my talent. I mean, I can do that. I can color stuff in. I build with Legos and Tinker Toys for prototypes. But then you take someone else who can really take it and they can really expand it and it can go on your idea and they can do colors and shading and they can do images and they overlay stuff. And this is all stuff you're going to do. But again, if you're not comfortable with this, that's okay. But the thing is, the idea is you want to know how it's done. Because as a developer, as a programmer, you have to know what's a possibility. You don't know what you don't know, right? You really don't. There's so much out there you don't know. And if you're never exposed to it, then you have no clue, okay? So you think all the managers out there and all those people, they all know how to write code and do all this stuff? No. Some do, and some don't. They have no clue. And so they rely on people like you or me to write code. And they trust you. And they say, okay, Logan, I need you to build this website. I need you to do this, create some pages, and do this. What's that? Well, but the idea is then you're going to give me feedback and say, I think I can do this or this or this. And that's the analyst part of it. You're analyzing the situation. You're analyzing the page and saying, I think I can do this or this or this. And you come back and it's feedback. It's a two-way street. It's not someone just dictating. Right, exactly. Right. Because it was a different browser. Yeah, exactly. Funny. You mean you actually listened to something I said? Wow. Cool. Um, so there's again, so this is different versions. I'm not going to go through all this, and you can play with some of this stuff. And again, they have hands-on practice for some of this stuff. The one thing that's going to drive you crazy, I always talk about programming. Programming, the big things about programming that drive me crazy is dealing with currency. Okay, currency is very frustrating. And one thing in web development is you're dealing with images a lot of times. Images come different sizes. We talked about some of this stuff before. You've got the common ones are the GIF, JPEG, and PNG. Okay, those are your common ones. We talked about some of this already. And depending on what you're doing, there's different colors. Now, a lot of stuff you download off the web, it already comes, it's already set up at a certain size, certain colors, all those kinds of things. The biggest thing with the web, you already know this probably, is you don't want to have big images that are really use a lot of memory, right? Because then for someone to pull it up, it's really slow. It's slow on your device. When you pull up a website on your phone, and if it's really slow, what do? Do you wait? What's that? What if it's like chug, 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 right? It takes a long time. I mean, you keep doing it, you keep going to the website. but it keeps going really slow. Is it your internet? No, then you go to another website. The other website's fine. It's just this one website. It's the poor design. Someone didn't, they've got big images. Or how often you go to a website and the video starts playing immediately. I hate that. I hate that. So these are things that you got to take into consideration. You may love it. You may love going to a website and the video plays right away. You want to jump right into it. But there's a lot of people out there, including myself, that don't like that. It's very frustrating. Why? Because it's something that, boom, it hits you right away. And it takes bandwidth because you're downloading stuff, you're playing video right away. So you got to think about your audience. Who is it going to? Who is the website for? Well, 0 to 255. Everything is 0 based. So you can go 0 to 255, so it's 256 colors actually. Yeah, that's for the GIF there. But really, that's just for that. JPEGs, you can go up to 16.7 million colors. Because you've got the different hues. You've got pink, slight pink, off pink, yellow pink, you know, mix red and orange together, things like that, blues, purples, all that kind of stuff. JPEG, million variations. This is why. Well, have you ever gone onto the palette in Windows and just change colors? Just go into settings. Do this. If you ever go into settings in Windows, you can change your background color. Right? Just do display settings. Display. Personalize. Oh, I'm right there. I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right spot. Am I? Graphic settings. That's fine. Am I not in the right spot? I'm not in the right spot. Is it personalized, right? Personalize. So personalize. So background, colors. So you've got all your standard colors. Oh, I want to do a custom color. Okay. So you've got this. You can oh, I can do this bright green, green, green. But you can see all the variations and see how it changes. And I can change this. Yeah, different saturation levels. There are people that do this for a living. They try to get the exact color. You ever see a logo? You know, logos, they're everywhere, right? It takes people dozens and hundreds of hours to develop the right logo. The wording, the style, the color. Again, if this is stuff you're good at, your skills are needed. But it's just, think about all this stuff. And then you can preview all this. I mean, it's just insane. This stuff makes me nuts. I just, black and white, blue, green, I'm fine. So we're doing that, like the hex colors and stuff like that. And I said, if you don't know what the numbers is, just say blue, say green, say red. But the hex, you can do more variations than that. But so that's what that's all about. So there's a lot going on there. So that's 16.7, and then the PNG again. PNG is another. It's another popular one that you'll see a lot again with the pictures. And if you're not sure, again, what you do is just go to a website. So if I go to even Gateway's website. Right, you're there, right. Here's an image. I don't know if I'll be able to put it up. If I save image as, how is this going to show up as? This is a JPEG right there, JPG. Okay, so I can do that. I can see this one, save image as. What is this one? This is a JPG also. It's also JPEG. So just go to the websites that you like, and you can see how the images are good. Like I said, this is why I say find website. You need to think about what you're going to want to do for your website. So that's something else that I'm trying to get you thinking in those terms. I said, because you're going to develop your own website, something that you want to do within certain guidelines. So you're just going to have to think about what you want to do and how you want it to look and all those kinds of stuff. Images, what do you like? I mean, are you going to make a website about cookies? Are you going to make a website about some game? Traveling. What's that? Playing cards, music, whatever you want to do. But you got to be, and the thing is, I'm going to say is be as creative as you want with it too. Okay? Okay. So you're not going to remember all this stuff, but that's okay. So there's images. So we got image tags. So this is what you can do. We can do this together. All right. So let's do something like this. If you have code, open up some code you have. It doesn't matter. what you have. If you've got an existing web page, so I'm using this one, right? I'm using my Java Jam, or actually, you know what? We can create a brand new one. Let's just do that. File, new. Oh, a brand new one. Oh, the horror. It's so difficult. Remember this? Brand new web page. Brand new web page. HTML. We'll cut some corners. We're not going to do everything. I'm going to open it and I'm going to close it. HTML. Okay. And I'm going to tab in. I'm going to do head. I'll close head. Okay, and then I'll do body. Body. And then body. Yeah, I think we lost the body tags when we were doing the main. That was my fault. So remember, head, we can do this. We can just say this. You should get rid. I mean, you should literally, by the end of this class, you should be able to rattle through this just like I am. Just spit it all out. Just the basic structure. You don't have to do everything, but just you should be really comfortable with doing a lot of this stuff. Now, there's a lot of other tags, but you should be able to title. Oh, this is chapter 4. Visual elements and graphics. How about chapter 4? You don't have to type all this. I'm just putting something, visual elements. And then I'm closing my title tag. Remember I told you it's kind of handy when you can type fast too? So that's just something. And that's good. There are a lot of really good typing things online, typing tutors, typing games that you can play. It's really, really cool. Okay. Mario teaches typing? Yeah. Seriously, bless you. Seriously, yeah. I mean, there's tons of stuff you can do out there. For some, I was doing when I was doing. Okay, yeah, you're gonna pick on me because I'm really old. Quake and Doom and those. We were always using like ASDF and those for the arrows, backwards, forwards. So between that, you learn those keys really fast. Because what's that? WASD. Yeah, Yep. Yes. You wanna go bigger? Yeah, like that. Yep. All right. So let's just do this. So what I want to do is. There's really nothing. I'm gonna just do something. I'm gonna create a header. Where is it? Image. Say image test. Okay. We'll just say image test, like so. All right. I'm gonna save this. I'm saving it in my documents. You can save it wherever you want. Just save it where you know you're gonna find it. So for me, I put it in documents. But if you have a thumb drive, you want to save it on your thumb drive, save it wherever you want. Okay. So I'm going to call it, yeah, chapter 4 test or whatever. Chapter 4 test. I can do this. Jeez. Yep. Chapter 4 test dot HTML. So what's that? Then I just had image test. So chapter 4 test dot HTML right there. Again, that's just what I called it. I'm going to save it. And you can see it kind of changes it that way. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and open it up and just see what it looks like. So I'm going to close this. Under body, H1 image. There's another HTML right here, yep. Like that. Yep. Like that. So let's do this. I'm going to go to find my file. It's in my documents, chapter 4 test. Let's see what it looks like. Give me 1 second here. Documents. And again, this is, I mean, if there's anything like this, you just play with it and it's just, you know, how does it look? There you go. Very exciting, right? There you go. Okay, so now it comes up. All right. So here's the thing. I need an image. Here's a quick way to get an image. We can do it together. All right, really quick. Give me something fun. Topic. What? Okay, cats. I heard cat. Let's do cats. I'm a dog person, but I'll do cats. Cats and dogs. We can do cats and dogs. All right. All right, images. Oh, that's adorable. All right, these two are obviously really angry at each other and they're about to attack each other. So we're going to see what's going on with that. All right. So I'm going to save this image. So you can, well, yeah, wait. Okay, so this is all I do. Now, here's something to think about also. You can pull any image off of Google that you want and use it personally. However, if you decide, because I know you're very entrepreneurial and you want to create your own business and you want to do some of your own web pages, you can do that, but you have to do some stuff where you have to check the rights, okay? There's what's called usage rights. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. Different settings for usage rights, whether or not you can just use them with modification or not, or non-commercial, okay? So what happens is if you're searching for stuff, stay with me. If you're searching for stuff and you want to use it for commercial purposes, like for a business or something like that, then you have to search appropriately, okay? For us, it doesn't matter. We're just going to use this guy. I'm going to right-click. I'm going to do Save Image As, and default it's a JPEG. I'm just going to put dog and cat fighting, or whatever. They're not fighting. I'll say dog and cat, or cat dog. I'll say cat dog. Save. Okay. All right. All right. So now, oh wait, where did I save that to? Yeah, by default. So it's saved to my pictures. Mine actually saved to my pictures. So I gotta go to my pictures. I want to make sure it's there. So okay, so this is a good point. All right. You have a couple ways to bring the picture up. You want to bring the picture up if it's in the same directory. That makes your life easier. So I'm in Documents. I'm going to go find that image that I just did. What I call it, I call it cat dog. Or dog cat. I forget what I called it. Cat dog, dog. Oh no, pictures. I saved it to pictures. So I just saved it as, and then I put a name in it. Right click, and I did Save Image As. And then it came up with some crazy number. I got rid of that number and I said cat dog. And it says .jpg. You can leave the number. Sometimes it comes up with an actual name. You can do whatever you want. Save it as a JPEG. Right. Okay. So now I'm going to go to my pictures. I'm going to go find my cat dog. Okay, there's cat dog. So there it is, okay? But now it's in pictures, okay? So here, let's do this. We're going to do something. We're going to create a link, all right? We're going to do an image source. And we're going to link to it. We're going to create this image element, and we're going to have the image display. So in the body, I'm going to come down here. We're going to do the tag, and say image, img, src, is equal to, and you got to put the name of the image, catdog.jpg for me, okay? So just right-click on it and save as. You can play with the height and the width if you want to, and we'll try that. I don't know. It could look good. It could look bad. I'm just going to do. The book has like 200 by 200, and we'll try that. This is kind of a play with it kind of thing. Width, I'll say, is equal to 200. Okay, and then remember the alt. You want to use alt. Remember, alt is if the picture doesn't display, it will display this text. Dog and cat. Okay? I'm going to close it up. I'll go a little smaller here. Let me go here. I'll show you this like that. There you go. Alt means the picture doesn't come up. For some reason, it can't find the picture. Alternative, yes. So instead of displaying this cat dog image, it's going to then display the text. Again, someone who can't see, if they're blind, if they have hard of seeing, the screen reader will read that to them. It will say, you're looking at cat dog. All right? So here we go. So I've got that in there. Okay. I'm going to refresh my page. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to refresh it. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. Yeah. So It didn't come up because I'm asking for it right here. It's assuming that this image is in the same directory as this file. This is very important. You have to understand this. So my chapter 4 test is where? It's in my documents, right? Give me a second here. So if I go to my documents, so my chapter, stay with me for 1 second. So the chapter 4 test, HTML right here, is in my documents, okay? Whenever you're working on a website, whatever you're doing, if you just want to call the name of the file, whatever it is, just like that, without putting what's called a path in, all the files need to be there in the same area. So watch. If I do this now, if I go to pictures, let me grab pictures. Let me go to cat dog. Should have got a cat bird or something like that. Are we opening this? What are we doing here? Uh-oh, really? Here's the 10. You need to switch it out. All right, hang on, I'm off. All right, there we go. You want to switch it out? There are some cables, but they've snapped on a lot of the other ones. All right, so what I'm going to do is you can get rid of it. But let me do this. So let me get the cat dog image. I'm going to take cat dog and I'm going to copy it. Whatever you want. I call it catdog.jpg. The HTML, I saved mine as ch4 test, chapter 4 test. .html. See it up there? And so that's what it's right here. So see it, chapter 4 test. It's right here, right there. Okay. That's what I called it, just because we're working in chapter 4. So I just did that. Okay. So now, yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. So now it's in there. I'm gonna refresh. And there's your cat dog. It's a little distorted, but it's there. All I did was copy the image into the same directory. So the HTML is in this documents directory, and the image itself, cat dog, is also in here. It's got to be, or you have to change the path in your code. You've got to change this to where it is. The easiest thing for all of you to do is whatever pages you're working on, just put it all together. Right. Where is your image? Where did you save your picture? Okay, you need to find where your picture is. Is that what you're working out of, chapter 3? Okay. Okay, so where's your HTML file? This is one of those times. So you can play with that. So I could play with the width, and I can make it wider. So I don't know. I could do, say, 300. What if I did 300? Save that, refresh. How did that look? That's a little bit better. So you can play with that. It's more, again, like I said, I'm aesthetically challenged, so I'll play with this just to get it. The visually design. To me, this would be fine. I'd be like, this is good. Let's go with it. I'm done with it. But someone else who is really into that, they'd be like, what's that? What? You're hilarious. Okay. So that's images. That's H1. That's one of the tags. There's different things you can do. The max. Oh, you can go here. What? It's in pixels. So it's just based on your screen size. So it's all based on your resolution. So if you can expand it as much as you want, as much as your screen size can take it, both widthwise and vertically, just based on pixels. That's all. Let's see. you want the alt tag in there, like I said, like I showed you, so that you can find it. So remember, keep stuff in the same directory to make your life easier, because otherwise the image won't show up. So what I do is each time is I just create a directory and do that. Now you can do this also. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you. So some of you have the 4, chapter 4. I'll create a unit 4. I think I have unit 4. Let me go to my Java jam. Let me go to unit 4 here. I'm gonna copy. This is unit 4. Is this chapter 4? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna create a folder here just to show you what I'm doing here. I'm gonna create a new folder called dog-cat. Folder. I'm gonna call it dog-cat. Dog-cat. All right. I'm gonna grab those 2 files I have. Bless you. So give me 1 second here. I'm gonna grab those files. So I'm going to grab this one and the test one. I'm going to put those in there, okay? All right. So stay with me here. All right. All right. So now what I just did was I moved my files. Okay. I'm arranging them. Okay. I can open up this and it still works fine. There you go, right? It still works fine. I can make it bigger, whatever. Here's the deal. Most of the time, you're not going to have the images in the same folder. You don't want to do that. You like to have stuff separated. Videos, images, all that kind of stuff. So what I do is this is my web project. The picture in the HTML. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is in here, I'm going to right click and I'm going to do new and I'm going to create a new folder and it's just to say images. Okay. Or actually I'll just say image. It should say singular image, not just image. I'm going to move the cat dog into image. Okay. What? Stay with me. So I created a folder for my project, like we're doing. So we're doing that for everything. But now I actually created also a folder called image because I'm going to put all my images in there. Right in there. So now if I refresh this, no, I have a folder. I have a folder called dog-cat. That's the name of my project. Right there. It's called dog-cat. Okay. In there was the 2 files. Was the HTML file and was the image file. Okay. I created instead, so I left, and it works fine. And that's what we've been doing. I created a new folder called image. Okay. And then inside the other folder, inside my project, my web folder. I put the picture inside image now. Okay. It's just for organizational purposes. Again, when you've only got 1 or 2 files, it's not a big deal. But websites can get huge and you could have hundreds and thousands of images. So now you notice I refresh my website here and the image doesn't come up anymore. It can't find it. So I have to edit this file. Okay, I'm going to edit my JForm. I need to change my path. It's not in this directory. It's in the image directory. So how do I do that? You have to put a path in. Okay. You type image. I never remember if it was the forward or the backwards or the frontwards. Refresh. And there you go. So I put in the path because the image is in this image folder right there. So I tell it the path. I say go to image, and that's where you'll find the file. And that's how you do that. Okay? And that way everything, all your images and everything is organized. Yes. Caps should not matter. Yeah, you should not have to do capitalization. That should not make a difference. Okay? This is very common, and in fact, you're going to do this all the time. You're going to have your images in one spot, images separated out. Okay? Let me start that again. All right. When you're looking at files, a couple things I noticed, and you're welcome to do whatever you want as far as naming files, naming whatever you want. That's fine. It's not a problem. You'll notice mine are pretty short. And part of this is it's just easier for me to deal with. I don't put spaces in my names. You're welcome to be as creative as you want, but just remember it's going to add to some of your troubleshooting issues. Wherever you're working on, whatever it is, so I'm in dog cat here. I went to the right to the HTML and I right click on mine and I edit with Notepad. Some of you had one, but you were still missing the image path in there for whatever reason. You were in the wrong file. You were in a different file. Some of you were still working in the downloads directory. Okay. So there's some issues like that you're going to run into, and that's why it still wouldn't come up for you. Okay. So just the stuff to be aware of. All right. We got about 15 minutes here. I just wanted to make sure, because there's a couple things I want you to be aware of. You can actually also turn this image into a link. Okay, I don't know if you knew that. So I can take this image. Let's do this. I'll tell you what, let's do this. So I can take this image right now that I have of dog cat, make it a little smaller. I can turn this into a link to go to the AKC website. AKC is a standard dog website. Okay, so this is what you do. Let's do that. So I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm just going to go to akc.org just to make sure that that's the right website, if I type it correctly. American Kennel Club. There it is. All right, so you're going to, unfortunately for those of you who may or may not like animals, I'm a dog nut, so you're going to have to deal with me this semester with dogs. So it's just. All right, so here's the website. I want to go to akc.org, okay? So I'm going to copy this URL. You go to your source code, okay? So you go to the source code. I want to wrap a link. So stay with me. Listen to this. So in the book, it shows you how to do this. But I want to wrap a link around this image so that when I click on the image, like clicking on a logo, it goes to this website, okay? So now when this image is up on my page, if I click on this, because right now if I click, it does nothing, right? I want to make it so when I click on this image, it opens up a new page and goes to AKC. All right. So how do I do that? How do I start off a link? Yep. And then I put the URL in there, right? And that's what I just copied. If you didn't have it, again, you just go right to there. I go to here, I copy it, Control C. It's just akc.org. And then I paste it. Like that. Okay? And then I close it. So this is all here. Okay? I create that like that. All right? Yeah. We got to get you in the front row. Excellent. All right? So this is no different than what we've done with links. Normally with links, then we'd put a name after here. Click here or something like that, right? We would do something like that. We're not going to do that because the content that we want to make a linkable content, a hyperlink, is the image. That's all you do. The image is there. You can do whatever you want. If you don't want it, yeah, it doesn't have to be this. It's just an image that I'm using. It can be any image. Oh. Not if it's not working. If you can get it without that's fine. Yeah, I need it because my image is in here. It's in there. Yeah, it's in there. So here's my href. Okay, stay with me. Here's my href. I go to the end of it. Here's my image. All you do at the end is just close it off. That's it. Your laptop? Oh, man. Did it really? Okay, hang on. So grab another one. That stinks. All right. So I created a link at the beginning. It's got the image in there. So the image will be linkable. I'm going to save this. All right. Let me just, I'll put it up big in a minute. Let me just see if it works. If what I did is actually work. I'm going to refresh this. So I still can't click on this, right? I have to refresh it. Remember, you have to refresh your websites. I made a change to my code, but it didn't take it yet. I refresh it. And now I've got a little finger on it to click on it. Ready? And you can see below at the bottom, you see? It says if I click on it, it'll go to that website. You see that at the bottom? So now if I click on it, it goes to the other website. Okay? So I'll show you the source code again. Now there's one more thing I'd want to change on that, but I'll let you finish that. So here's the source code. AKC, yeah, it goes to the website. Yeah. Yeah. All right. At the very end of that, you just add the /A back on there. You close off the reference. I'm sorry. Do you guys put the laptops back in here after your class, or someone else put them in? Because there were like 6 or 7 that were still unplugged when I came in. So when I came in like 10 minutes before you did. I plugged them all in. So they got an extra 10 minutes. So hold on, let me last piece. All right. Here's the issue. You'll notice this works how I wanted to, but kind of a faux pas, possibly. I click on this, I lose this web page, and I go to another web page. Right? That's probably not something I want to do. I want to go to a new web page and leave the current one in this case. It doesn't. Sometimes you may want to. In this case, I want to pretend like I want to keep this page. So what do? Do you know how to do that? You remember how to do that? You have to add something at the end of the href. Target. What's that? Blank. So target blank will open up a new window for you, a new tab for you for this. So let's make sure I did that right. Bless you. So again, I have to refresh this. Okay, so it gets a new code. And now it opened up a new one. So no, it's okay. So here it is. And now it opened up a new page. It didn't get rid of it. Okay, that's a very common thing that you'll do. So what you want to do is you want to do the target underscore blank there to open up a new one. You can have it overlay. You can have it open up a new tab, a new window. There's a bunch of options. Okay. The cat dog one? You can. Yeah. Okay. Let me pause this.